Good afternoon, everyone. I'm down at the beach and I'm just loving being here and listening to the waves. And the waves remind me of purifying. And I wrote this blog about purging. It's something that's very dear and true to my heart, the power and practice of purging. And purging is the process of letting go. It's a process of surrendering. And it's a process of moving inward and self-reflecting. There is a large community here in LA that is on a spiritual path, and it's a beautiful path. And I also see a lot of what I call spiritual bypassing these days, which is pretending that everything is okay all the time. And there's this light love, XOXO, that we see on every email, and that's beautiful. And I also see a lot of pain and a lot of suffering and a lot of anger and frustration in people. I mean, as I'm teaching them, I'm seeing this percolate to the surface. There's a movement forward of higher consciousness, and there's also, in some cases, an averting to the shadow work that we need to do. And we need to go inward. We need to really practice inwardly, and sometimes that means being alone for long lengths of time and becoming friends, comrades with our loneliness, and letting it be an ally to expansion and growth. And also just recognizing what we're carrying. In the yoga practices, we talk about samskaras, our habits, and we can run with our habits amok in the mind and in our actions and in our words if we don't stop and listen and pay attention and stop the patterns. And this can be karmic wounds, this can be past experiences we had in this life, this can be ancestral DNA twine that we're carrying around. And it's time now to really look at these things, pay attention to them, and move into them and befriend them so that we can shed light on the shadows, shed light on the anger, the frustration, the fear, the guilt, the worry, the inadequacies that we believe we have, and start to see really what our divine true nature is. And that is light. And the opposite, the contrast, is the shadow. So we can't really see the light unless we see the shadow, and we see both. So I'm just going to encourage all of us to really dive deep. And the purging process of letting go can be a lot of things. It can be laughing, it can be crying, it can be beating a pillow, it can be running, it can be meditation. But it is a letting go, it's a surrendering process. And I'll encourage you to challenge yourself to spend some time alone this month in deep inward reflection and see what comes up for you. And practice a lot of self-compassion, self-nurturing, and ultimately, unconditionally, we need to love all aspects of ourselves, all the imperfections, and all the grace. So I'll take that lesson myself as well, and I hope that you've learned something today. Many blessings, and have a beautiful afternoon. Namaste.